What's up, everybody doing? So the fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua was last night, and happened, meaning that everyone that thought was gonna happen, it happened. So Jake Paul basically got knocked out. Not he wasn't knocked out cold, but he got knocked out. TKO, whatever you want to call it. But I want to talk, and the fight wasn't that great. I mean, Jake Paul ran the whole fight. I hate saying the word ran, but he ran the whole fight. And I don't blame him at this point because he was just outclassed, outsized, and out everything. But I want to talk about something Jake Paul said after the fight. Jake Paul said that he thinks his jaw is broken. And since this is the health channel, I figured I want to talk about that. And there's a punch that Joshua threw. It was a straight right that basically floored Jake Paul. And I think if I was to take a guess, I think that's the punch that broke his jaw. And what's funny about, well, I mean, it's not funny, but what's interesting about that is, like, you could tell Jake Paul is one of those guys that's just hard to knock out. He has quote unquote a chin, but which is a good thing in fighting. The downside to that is that because you don't get knocked out easy, your bones may not be as strong. Your facial bones, your jaw bones. And it seemed like that was the case today because that punch Josh threw would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. But Jake wasn't out completely, but it did break his jaw. So what's next for Jake Paul? If his jaw is broken, so what they're going to do is obviously he's going to go to the emergency room, get x-rays done and this and that done, MRIs done, okay? And MRI is going to be done to see if there's any brain bleeds. One thing about combat sports is that you have to make sure that there isn't any brain bleeds, okay? We have different layers in between, the skull and the brain, and sometimes blood can actually bleed into that, okay, causing massive headaches, and in some cases death. So he's gonna get CT scan, MRI, whatever you want to call it, of his head, just to make sure that there aren't any brain bleeds. Of course, they're gonna look at his jaw and other facial bones to see if anything else is broken. And then he's gonna have surgery done. He probably has to eat soft foods for a while. It's not gonna be pleasant for him. After the fight, he did say that he's gonna take some time off, which is good. Take some time off because he I think made like $92 million for this fight. So he could just look. I will say this, so Jake Paul's jaw is broken, and as a health channel, I gotta explain to you what's the next steps gonna be. After the X-rays done, the MRI to see if there's any brain bleeds. He's gonna have surgery done, so he's gonna be out for months and months and months. And he gave it his all. Jake Paul gave it his all. Okay, so at the end of the day, it was definitely a dangerous fight for Jake Paul because Jake Paul has a jaw broken and probably has other facial bones broken also. Okay, he's in for a long rehab, surgery for sure if his jaw is broken. He has to eat soft foods for a while after surgery. It's not gonna be pleasant for him. Okay, but hey, I give him credit. He did go in there and quote unquote fight a heavyweight legend. Right? Hey, y'all, please smash the like button when you come in and subscribe. So yeah, he did do that. But bones take a while to heal. And is Jake Paul gonna fight again? I don't know. Getting your jaw broken is a pretty serious thing. It is. I'm not a surgeon, but I'm pretty sure operating on a jaw has to be tricky. It has to be very, very tricky. That's what I think. But again, I'm not a surgeon, so. But I do wish Jake Paul a speedy recovery. My respect went up for him. You know, running, whatever you want to call it. He did step in the ring with a huge guy. You know, so that's the thing, man. So let me know what y'all think, okay?